Hey y'all, Madam Shabs here, and I wanted to give just a little brief video on a lovely conversation I had today with the boss about the Rapture. Yeah, I had told him about a week ago about this whole Rapture deal, and it wasn't until today that he said, "Oh hey, it's the 25th. Did the Rapture happen?" To which I responded, "No. No, of course it didn't happen," and we both guffawed. But it got us chit-chatting. I said, well, do you have a end times, theory or whatever that comes from your personal belief and the Islamic teachings? He said, well, we believe in the end times, but we don't presume to know when they would be. And I've heard that argument a lot of times on the interwebs and such that, a lot of people are saying, well, hey, even the Bible says you're not supposed to know, not even the angels know, the book of Matthew says so, and yada yada. And it got me thinking, and I said, well, I think there is something to be said for, this is where I'm going with this, and I promise it's going somewhere-ish. Anyway, that there is something to be said for the fact that I think a lot of YouTubers who are atheists get kind of labeled as Islamic sympathizers and such because we don't hark so harshly on the Islamic, way of thinking and the teachings. And one, really, if you kind of just blanketly say, which most of us do, that I don't believe any of it, okay, I don't care what you call it, I don't believe it. And because I think there really are so many similarities between the Islamic teachings and the Christian teachings, that it does kind of cover all bases if you reject it all together. And if you complain about one, I think it's a good idea to assume that you're going to reject the rest of it as well. But I think maybe one good reason is that attitude of, no, I don't pretend to know the wants or thinking of God, and the exposure that I've had to them, and I've worked with other people who are Muslim, not just the ones I'm currently employed with, who, yes, say flat out, I don't pretend to know. That mostly their thinking is, if I think it's a good thing to do, and I've been a good person, I'm probably pretty decent at deciding what's good and what's bad. And so when I do something good, God sees it as good. And that's it. And I gotta tell you, they're not pressuring. And the people I've met who believe in the blue-eyed, blonde hair, white-skinned, although he was born in the Middle East, Jesus seemed to be very, very okay with telling you exactly what they believe and how you should believe it too. And this Harold Camping thing just goes a step further by thinking, I know exactly what he wants, and I've broken his code, and I know, and this and that and the other thing. And it's that kind of pompousness, I think, that gets people, one, in trouble, two, will get those who apparently have abandoned all reason to believe you even more. And really, it should be, it would be a wonderful thing if actual questioning was promoted in this country, in that those who are so dead set on wanting heaven believed this guy instead. But I thought it was interesting that, yes, people get claimed to be Islamic sympathizers when really they're not as pushy about it. Yes, they are retaliatory. Did I say that right? I don't know. In the extreme people, but they're not as pushy. I've never had an Islamic person, or a Muslim rather, come up to me and be like, let me tell you about Allah, okay? They don't. But I've had plenty of Christians going, you need to find Jesus. And I'm like, well, I don't, because I don't need to find something I ain't looking for. And I thought that was an interesting little conversation that he and I had, that he was like, yeah, I do think there are really pompous and strange people who believe that they actually think they know this creature that we call God, and I think it'll get them in trouble. And I was like, I think you're right. So there it is. I wanted to throw another one up. This is actually my third take because I didn't record the first two because I am sometimes crazy pants. So yeah, have a great day, and if you're listening to this, then I guess you survived the spaceship that was supposed to take us all up. Well, not me, of course, but have a great day, and I'm so happy they all lived happily after Rapture. Alright, see y'all.